Have you ever looked at a really successful company and just wondered, how do they do that? How do they actually turn a big, ambitious idea into something real that you can hold or use? Well, it's not magic, I can tell you that. It's all about mastering the how of business. And to really see what that means, we're going to start with a problem that sounds, well, basically impossible.
So get this, a company called IMV Imaging gets a request to do exactly that. Seriously, a 3D scan of a live manta ray way down deep in the ocean. How in the world do you even start to tackle a problem like that?
I mean, just think about the list of demands here. The scanner has to be totally portable, right? And it has to work in the dark, with strong ocean currents pushing you around. Oh, and it needs to send the data back wirelessly. And maybe the biggest one of all, you absolutely cannot stress out the animal. These aren't just product features, you see. These are massive operational challenges, and solving all of them at once is a huge, huge ask.
But you know what? They did it. They actually built this incredible piece of tech. The story of how they pulled this off isn't just some cool one-off anecdote. It is a perfect, real-world example of what a brilliant operation strategy looks like in action.
And that brings us right to the heart of it. What is operation strategy anyway? Well, if you strip it all down, it's the plan, it's the system, it's the engine that takes a company's big goals, the what, and actually makes them happen. It's the how.
Okay, so the official definition here is a bit of a mouthful, I get it. It sounds super academic. But all it's really saying is that operation strategy is about all the choices you make about your technology, your people, your processes, basically all the moving parts that you need to get right to actually create and deliver the thing you sell.
I love this analogy. It makes it so clear. Think of it like this. Your big picture corporate strategy. That's the map. It tells you where you want to go. We want to be the best in the world at animal imaging. Great. But your operation strategy? That's the engine in your car. It's what actually has the power to get you to that destination. You can have the best map in the world, but without an engine, you're going nowhere.
So if you're going to build this engine, where do you start? Well, you have to understand that every single business operation is a balancing act. You're constantly juggling 5 key objectives. And here's the secret, you can't be a perfect 10 out of 10 on all of them at the same time. You have to choose what's most important.
And these are the 5 dials you get to play with. Quality, cost, speed, dependability, and flexibility. Every decision you make in your operations turns one of these dials up, and usually that means turning another one down.
Let's go back to our manta ray. For IMV Imaging, the quality dial was cranked all the way to 11. It wasn't just about the product working. It was about getting a perfect, clear scan while being absolutely certain the animal was safe and comfortable. That was totally non-negotiable.
And at the same time, they had to crank up the flexibility dial. The machine had to adapt to a totally unpredictable environment, the deep ocean. Poor light, sudden currents, a rigid piece of lab equipment would have been completely useless down there.
And this is so crucial. You have to make choices. These are called trade-offs. By focusing so heavily on quality and flexibility for that scanner, you can bet it probably wasn't the cheapest device to make or the fastest to develop. And that's not a failure. That's a strategic choice. Great strategy is all about knowing what you're willing to trade off to be the best at what really matters.
So if you have to make these trade-offs, how do you decide what to focus on? Well, there's a fantastic framework for this called value disciplines, and it boils down to one simple, powerful question. What do you want your customers to hire you for? What do you want to be famous for?
And really, there are 3 main paths a business can take. First, you can be a product leader. You just have the best, most innovative product out there. Think Tesla. Second, you can aim for operational excellence. This is all about the best price and the most convenient, frictionless experience. Think Amazon. Or third, you can focus on customer intimacy, providing the absolute best, most tailored solution for each customer. The trick is, you have to pick one to be truly great at.
So if you choose product leadership, your entire operational engine is built for innovation. Everything is geared towards R&D and creating that next breakthrough product. This is exactly the world of IMV Imaging and their manta ray scanner. They had to create a product that was one of a kind to solve a problem nobody else could.
But if you choose operational excellence, your engine is built for something completely different. It's a well-oiled machine designed for pure efficiency. Every single process is standardized, optimized, and streamlined to cut out waste so you can offer the lowest possible price.
It's a totally different game with a totally different rulebook.
Now, what's really cool is that as a company gets better and better at defining its strategy and making these trade-offs, its operations team actually evolves. It can go from being a source of constant headaches to becoming the company's single greatest superpower.
And this journey has 4 stages. In stage 1, operations is, well, it's a mess. It's just trying not to break anything. By stage 2, it starts looking over its shoulder at competitors and playing catch-up. At stage 3, things get good. Operations is reliable, it's solid, it actively supports the company's strategy. But the real transformation, the real magic, happens when you hit stage 4.
Reaching stage 4, that's the ultimate goal. This is where operations stops just supporting the strategy and starts becoming the strategy.
And this is where it all comes full circle. This is when your how becomes so powerful, so unique, that it completely redefines your what. Think about IMV Imaging again. Their ability, their operational capability to build that incredible underwater scanner isn't just supporting their business, it is their business. It's a competitive weapon that lets them do things no one else can even dream of. That is a stage 4 operation.
And that leads me to the final thought I want to leave you with. If the engine is what determines how far the car can go and what kind of terrain it can handle, does it ever make sense to draw the map without talking to the engineers first?